Hello and welcome to Ryan Reviews. This is going to be my first episode of looking at Luther. I'm going to be focusing on season 1 in this one. Look for episodes on season 2, 3, 4 and 1 and the most recent season 5. Throughout these episodes I will be looking at, I'll be very open, there are going to be lots of spoilers, and I will be talking about the ins and outs of what the characters go through. So first of all, I want to talk about the series as a whole. Season 1 of Luther is fantastic. I recommend it to everyone who 16 plus. Realistically, it's very violent, it's very raw, and just ticks all the boxes. For something which is a BBC programme, I think it's obviously amazing drama, which they get spot on a lot of the time, but it also takes a lot of risks. You see a lot of drug abuse, you see a lot of just a lot of things which are on the edge, and it's just absolutely fantastic piece of telly. Looking at episodes individually, I think the first episode, getting introduced to the characters, especially Idris Elba's John Luther, just a masterpiece. And then also the last episode where everything comes together, and it just incredible, absolutely incredible, the way you see the journey of all the characters, and it just all makes sense. There's nothing at all which you think that's elite, that's sort of not right for the character. It's just incredible. Focusing on John Luther, as I just mentioned, his character is incredible. Idris Elba, this is one of his breakout role, arguably, and you can see exactly why. He is a perfect balance. He's a perfect balance from for the viewer, as you hate him but love him at the same time. He's so charismatic, but it's so relatable, despite the fact that in the situations he's in that you never actually being yourself, but he's so relatable in the sense sort of like he's made one big mistake and you understand that why he doesn't like himself for that, but you want but he's tugging and pulling and wants to be back to who he was before the incident, and he's never going to be there, and that's continuously rolls through the whole series, which is fantastic and accumulates to the last story in the last 2 episodes, and you see that it just never will get back to that place. His relationships with the other characters are just incredible. I want to look at Alice. Alice is fantastic in a age where we are now, where everyone is looking at female characters. Are they strong? Are they this? Are they that? And despite the fact that she is fairly relevant to John and becomes very obsessed with him, I think she's a very strong female character, something which she's a different twist on what is a strong female character. She isn't the usual. She's not there to be the good girl at all. She's there to argue with him, to be his equal, and to better John in certain places. Their relationship is a fantastic watch. You don't know exactly where she's going to go and what she's going to do. Obviously, there's tinges of, is she saying, is she not? But I feel that there's a lot more there than just the usual girlfriend or trying to get there. She's very, if you like Sherlock, you'll love Luther. I think that's got to be very clear, and that sort of the similarities between the two. And I think that Alice is his Moriarty, but it goes so much further than just a simple back and forth. The relationship between the two, you don't know if it's going to, as she says herself at one point, you don't know who's going to hit it, whether he's going to hit her or kiss her and things like that. And it just makes it so complicated and a fantastic watch. And that's, again, you have to give credit to the actors. They are amazing. I think it's fantastic how you can see how Luther develops his partnership with Alice. You go from him hating her and wanting, and in the first episode, and the way that develops in only a 6 to 8 episode season, it's not much at all to develop these characters, and you really see how he starts to really he likes her, but it's a lot more than that. It just becomes more and more complicated to one point I don't think he even acknowledges that he's quoting her about her about the whole black hole monologue, and he's befriended her without realizing. The season finale comes to a massive conclusion with Ian Reid going absolutely crazy over just some simple mistakes which he's made, and just greed. As simple as that. The lengths that he went to manipulate Luther's life and just ruin it was just absolutely crazy, but also realistic at the same time. And you can see the way he gets caught up in this whole tornado of lies and conspiracy, and it just shows what people will do when they get desperate. And I think that really sort of sums up a lot of the characters, is that it's not ever too far away from fantasy, and it's got to be a lot of credit to the writers with that as well. You can see this happening to someone who's a corrupt police officer, and it's incredible. The arc, I think, for Ian Reid within the episode is incredible. You see him go from his best friend to Luther, and you see him go from the really trustworthy person who's got his back whenever is needed to being at the end his arch enemy, and really just some disgusting, disturbing things he would say to him, and he just doesn't want to live anymore, and it goes everywhere. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. Stephen McIntosh was wonderful and representing what a desperate man will do at that extent, and all the mistakes he made. His death at the end with Alice was fantastic. Didn't think it would happen, but his death was fantastic. Seeing the whole jury between John, Alice, and Mark, between the three of them deciding on whether or not Ian should die, was just really, really tense, and something which I haven't seen in quite a long time. Just a quality scene. You can see him just acting. It's phenomenal. Best. It just is fantastic to see where these characters have gone from the beginning to the end, and seeing how easy all it takes is one day for Mark, someone who's been this, I'm a good guy, I'm going to do by the book, I'm going to be the good guy that Zoe's going to fall for. And as soon as she goes, and he twists, and he's the one who goes, yes, he should die. And in fact, it's John who abides the law and wants to play it right. And it's just fantastic to see sort of where these players will go and what they'll do. In the end, I thought, as I've sort of said throughout, I think this is a fantastic program. I really want it to be continued in this form. I'm just watching season 2, season 3, and so on, and I'll be going back. So I'll be reviewing this as well. I really hope it keeps up the pace and is as good as this first season. I hadn't seen this before, and it's one of the best TV shows I've seen on telly, especially for a BBC programme, which I don't think always gets as much credit because they don't have as much finances as some of the other broadcasters. So credit where credit's due, is absolutely incredible. Out of 10, I will give it a 9. I would be so close to giving it a 10, but I feel it'd be ridiculous to do it on one of my first videos. But yeah, if you enjoy a crime drama, 100% give this a watch. If you enjoy something like Sherlock or those sort of shows where it's just just it's very clever, it's violent, it's just raw, and it's just fantastic. Everything from the writing to the acting to just enjoyable television. Yeah, this is one of the best series I've watched in a long time. And I don't think for a show that just came out about 10 years ago, it doesn't feel very dated either. I will rate this about 9 out of 10 and really give it a watch. It's fantastic. I'll be back with some more videos very soon. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you. I'm out. Bye.